we return to the magical land of Red Dead Redemption 2's rabbit hole of secrets. This game always has something else for you to go and discover. It's no shocker there are 9 parts to this particular series, and it's also unsurprising that this playlist is dominated by this game when it isn't necessarily exclusive to it. You know the drill by now, and we've got an ad to get through before we dive into the meat of this video, so I don't particularly fancy chewing your ear off, so please enjoy 10 Red Dead Redemption 2 secrets many players missed, Part 9. And if you aren't amongst those who missed any particular secrets, feel free to consult the timestamps down in the description. Before we get properly going with this video, I would like to spare a moment to talk about today's sponsor, the Ridge Wallet. The Ridge Wallet is the future of carrying our bank cards, a small, compact wallet that holds up to 12 cards plus room for cash, coming in over 30 different colours and styles, including carbon fibre, burnt titanium, and my new personal favourite, forged ember. Just look at how snazzy this looks. Looking sleek isn't the only perk these fancy wallets offer. They come packing with RFID blocking technology to swerve digital pickpocketers, leaving no chance for a contactless theft, and these fellas are durable. I even ran one over in a previous sponsorship that I did with Ridge, twice actually, and aside from picking up some dirt from the tyres, they held up brilliantly. And all of that comes in a far less bulky design than your typical wallet. Now, Ridge also do key cases to keep your keyring much more organised and less clunky in the pocket. My favourite thing about these wallets is the function they offer without compromising on style. With all the designs available, you're guaranteed to find a wallet to suit your style and a matching key case, so when it comes to fashion you never have to compromise. Over the past couple of years I've got my hands on a few of these, and another thing that I love is the build quality is incredible. These bad boys have over 50,000 5-star reviews and come with a lifetime warranty. Should the worst happen to your new sparkling wallet, you will have nothing to worry about. With Christmas coming up, the Ridge wallet makes for the perfect gift. Head over to ridge.com/Fizhy via the link in the description for up to 40% off up until the 22nd of December. That's ridge.com/Fizhy. And now, back to the video. Secret number 1 brings us to the Gray's family estate at Callagher Hall, where in this field towards the front of the property, when facing it from the west, we can find a scarecrow wearing a lovely hat. He is delightful, and I name him Bernard. But did you know you can steal Bernard's funky hat? Simply shoot it off his head, and it's yours. If you took magic mushrooms and imagined Gandalf, this is the hat you'd land on. I can't say it's the most sane looking fashion of all time, but it is certainly a unique hat to add to the collection. This hat is known as the Scarecrow Sombrero, and it is not the only rare hat that can be found sat atop a scarecrow, though when you slap it on Arthur's head it's certainly the most ludicrous. Secret number 2 will be that of the Vampire of Saint Denis. Now, it's hardly a secret anymore. Plenty of people are aware of the vampire skulking around the city. But for those who aren't aware, let's do a quick guide. At 5 spots around the city, as marked here, you can find some mysterious writings. Once you've located and made note of all 5, Arthur will doodle a pentagram on his map in the journal. Now if you head to the centre point on this, the next time night falls, it works best if you sleep until the next night time and then head straight over without getting distracted, and one thing I've noticed is the game will always attempt to distract you at this point. In this back alley you will find the vampire, as he appears to be doing something to his latest victim.
So, you found me.
Hey, what are you doing?
Stay back for your own sake. I walk with the undead.
What, you're a vampire?
I have been called many names over the centuries. Now go, or I'll feed on you too.
You're a goddamn idiot.
I'll suck you dry. Come. Come to me, mortal.
Who's talking now, huh?
As a result of this encounter, you will acquire the ornate dagger, and searching him will also reveal that he has stringy meat and bat wings on his remains. This little Easter egg is a reference to the 1922 silent horror movie Nosferatu, which is an unofficial adaptation of the 1897 novel Dracula. Secret number 3, whilst we're in the city of Saint-Denis. I always creep myself out when I rhyme. We can uncover a bit of information regarding our friend Josiah Trelawny. For down a back alley and up a staircase, we can listen in on a conversation between him and his family.
That was absolutely delicious, my dear. Thank you. Well, I think a toast is in order, don't you? Here, let's fill that water glass, Tarkin. It's unlucky to cheers on an empty glass. Okay. To the Trelawnys. It's good to be home.
The Trelawnys! Are you staying now, Daddy?
I wish I could, my boy. I really do. But business calls. Oh, I almost forgot. I don't suppose anybody here would be interested in, say, present?
Me! Me!
Okay. This is for you.
Wow! Thanks!
And this one's for you, Cornelius.
A spinning top!
I got that in a town called Blackwater. And last but not least, for you, my dear.
Aw, thank you.
Now run along and play, boys. Let your mother and I read the newspapers.
Trelawny?
Arthur? What on earth are you doing here? I can't speak now. Sorry. Can we catch up in the office on Monday? Let's adjourn to the parlor, my dear. Not a moment's peace.
Trelawney's family reside within Saint-Denis, his wife and 2 children. If you have this encounter, Trelawny will later mention it to you in camp during Chapter 4. But if you didn't know where Josiah Trelawny lives, now you do. Secret number 4 brings us south of the Braithwaite Manor estate to a location called Old Harry Fen. Upon inspection, it just looks like your bog standard abandoned shack. However, this place was anything but somebody's lovely old home. The first room is filled with shackles attached to the walls, and there is a loose board on the floor. If you open it, you can find a family portrait. It pictures an African-American family on the doorstep of a different location. If we head into the main room of this run-down shack, we can find a newspaper scrap documenting escaped slaves. And thus it would appear as if this room that's constructed to be something of a prison is intended to hold escaped slaves, meaning this house was likely used by a slave catcher. You can find the remains of one of the runaway slaves who escaped this place along the Lannahechee River. So this ordinary looking abandoned shack in the middle of the woods actually has an incredibly miserable past. For secret number 5, out in Big Valley to the west of Mount Shan, we may find a mine named Beryl's Dream, known for being the location of the bounty Joshua Brown's hideout. Once we head inside, I'll just ignore this texture glitch. Yep, nothing to see there. You'll notice that the tunnel has collapsed. Fortunately, we can blow it up and head deeper into the mine. Once we're inside the previously blocked off part of the mine, we will be able to find a deceased miner. Stabbed in the back by the wide blade knife, so now we have that, but also we can take the miner's hat. And now we've got a torch literally attached to our heads and no longer need to waste one hand on the lamp. I will be the first to accept that it's not especially useful when riding at night, as all it seems to light up are the horse's ears, but in tighter and darker spaces this cap is incredibly useful. So if you find yourself irritated by the lamp and aren't bothered about fashion, then certainly get yourself down to Beryl's Dream Mine and acquire the miner's cap. Secret number 6 is hardly a secret, but it's a cool detail nonetheless. In Butcher Creek at night we can find a deformed man playing a banjo. We love him.
Okay there? That's real pretty. I love listening to you play.
I don't know why he's so mangled, but I gave him a good scrap and it turns out he's quite a sturdy bugger as well. And then it kicked off and I had to massacre an entire town of inbreds. Oh wait, now that makes sense. For secret number 7, whilst exploring to the west of Elysian Pool near Annesburg, if you head to this spot, you can find some interestingly shaped trees. As confirmed when inspected, this is a trail tree, which is a man-made modification. Effectively, the tree is grown in a particular way to function as a marker. There are 4 of these in total and they appear to all point to the next one until you reach the final tree, which just points towards an old abandoned mine, and that's it. Many claim these culturally modified trees are intended to mark special sites and trails, so maybe where this mine is once stood a special site of some description, and somebody came along to exploit the land the site was on, destroying it in the process. Though it's also unclear whether or not these trail trees were utilised by the indigenous peoples of North America. They just exist and nobody's quite certain entirely why. For secret number 8, we're headed to what you'd expect to be slightly off the map, but it actually isn't, to this bank along the Lannahechee River. Here you can find a shipwreck and also the shark-toothed Trinket. It's just a cool shipwreck that's out of the way. There isn't really much else to it, I just kinda like it. But the Trinket can be found within a lockbox at this site. Secret number 9 takes us up into the mountains in the northwest of the map, where at this spot we can find a cattle drive. However, all of the cows are frozen. It appears as if they were in the process of being moved, however there are no human remains around. It seems as if they were left here to simply freeze to death. In the New Hanover Gazette number 35, this region east of Lake Isabella is referenced as the location where the remains of the Drennan and Harville families were found, a wagon train that disappeared in January of 1896, where due to the harsh weather they became stuck and eventually had to resort to cannibalism, but it doesn't really add up. It is a reference to the fate of the real-life Donner Party. I've not exactly made a compelling argument, but could these cows be related to this reference? For whatever reason, somebody drove these cattle up here and couldn't get them down again, or get them to wherever they were intended to go. They came up here to freeze to death, where they remain frozen. There's not much else to this one, it's just a curious discovery that I'm sure has a simple explanation. For the final secret in today's video, we're not heading especially far from here, as we're headed to Dormin Crest, a shack located to the west of Spider Gorge. It's just a well-hidden shack up here in the mountains, the perfect home for an introvert that doesn't mind the cold. The shack appears to be well lived in, and besides from an open window that's just obscured by a coffee bag, this place doesn't show signs of being abandoned. However, there's nobody here. So where is the owner? Well, there is a trail that quickly disappears outside, but thanks to the use of the eagle eye mechanic, we can follow the stranger's trail, which leads us right to his frozen corpse. Partially buried in snow, sat upright, holding a rifle, looking out from atop this hilltop. It seems this guy simply died sat here. But why? It appears as if this guy came out here armed and with purpose, though I find it hard to believe that purpose was to die. I believe this man was expecting something. What could possibly lead this man to forsake the warmth of his shack and seek higher ground with a weapon in hand? And for somebody living in a shack out here, I'd imagine this bloke was probably well accustomed to the cold. So what was freezing to death preferable to? Something just isn't making any sense here. However, we do get a free carbine repeater out of this discovery. Anyway, that brings us nicely to the end of today's little secrets trawl. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope that you've enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. That would be super fantastic. And if you like history, be sure to check out my history channel Decades via a link in the description as well. That'd be awesome, but if you're not into history, please don't worry about it. And with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point, but until next time, please take care and goodbye.